Hello. So, welcome to topic why someone make money in stock market. Well, this is again a very common question which comes to everyone who is new to the market or who is planning to get. So, you keep wondering that why some people make good money into stock market. Well, some of you who are taking this lecture might be already in market and tested the market, and some would be there who are about to get into it, okay, or about to learn how exactly market function and how to make money into the stock market. So in this section, let's understand this topic a little in detail from a common man perspective again in a very common language. So first section is all about these kind of discussions. So again, so as I say, it's about imagining things, right? So you can also take a pause and think how someone make money in the stock market. Well, just being by lucky that I was lucky, I got into stock market and then I made money into stock market. Someone gave me a tip and I invested into that stock, or someone just told that there is a company which stock price is trading at 150 rupees, you buy and you'll make a lot of money because it will go to 1000 rupees. So based on the tips, well, we will see, or by doing intraday trading. So many people also have an assumption that if they keep on trading throughout the day, they will make money or huge money into the stock market. So is this also your assumption? Well, or you actually make money into stock market by identifying good businesses. In the very previous chapter, we learned the stock market is all about businesses, and businesses succeed, businesses fails. And when I say businesses succeed, it may succeed at any rate. It may succeed in terms of a company which got started by just 1 lakh rupee can become a 1000 crore company or 10,000 crore company also, because there was such a huge market size in which they were catering, that there were so many buyers of their product and services, and that's why they made huge money, because they kept on growing at a very fast rate, and people who invested into those companies, they made money. Well, I got a responsibility here as an instructor of this course, that I cover the concept. I'm using a word instructor here, so yes, I'm gonna cover a lot of concept here, like trading concepts as well, technical analysis as well, option writing, future and options, case study. So a lot of concept we are gonna cover. But then apart from being an instructor, if I consider myself also as a teacher, then I got a moral responsibility to tell you truth also. I spent quite a good time into stock market, have seen how smart money move. Smart money, when I say, it's not the common man money like yours and my money, it's about big money like FIIs or DIIs or big player, how exactly they make money, huge money into the stock market. Or I have seen the success story of some people and some little success for myself as well. So my moral responsibility here is to tell you the truth, and the truth is what I believe, that it's the power of compounding which help you make money into the stock market. Power of compounding, if this applies into the business, a business which is succeeding at a very, very high rate. Imagine your money is growing at a 40% per year. FD will give you 6%. Yes, if you keep investing into FD, this money will also become a greater money after 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. Sorry. But what if the same money is growing at 40% a year? You will say, well, this is not possible. Where does money grow at 40% a year? Especially in companies. Well, let's first see what exactly happens if you just invest 1 lakh rupees into something which is growing at 40% per year. This 1 lakh become 28 lakh in 10 years. That's the magic of power of compounding. Then you would say that, okay, but are there companies who are growing at 40% a year? I would say yes, you have a company. So here I'm also going to explain you about, or give you a hint that We are going to use this website screener.in for a very extensively we will be using it. So if you go and open Screener and search for this company Bajaj Finance, this is what you will get. In Screener, just to give you a quick brief, you can see its peer comparison with different parameters. Then quarterly result can be seen here. Then you can see profit and loss statement, balance sheet, cash flow. These are the financial statement, and ratios and announcement and other thing. What I'm interested right now in showing you is the growth of this business. 40% compounded sales growth and compounded profit growth is 60%. I have taken consideration only the sales growth. So a business is growing here at 40% in last 10 years. So year by year, compounded means year by year by year by year. It has grown by 40%. So there will be many companies who are in the process of formation, in the process of becoming big, started by visionaries, started by people who can really give different offerings which is not there into the market yet. So you can see that this compounding thing work in the favor of any company, and if you get invested into them for a very long run, you may not you may in fact, if you are able to identify those great companies, you will 100% make a huge money into the stock market. Look at the graph. So look what has happened in 10 years. So a company with 33 rupees stock price has gone to 3900, like 130 times. 1 lakh rupees becoming 1.3 crore in Bajaj Finance if you would have invested into last 10 years. Well, I gave you a figure that if you're growing at 40%, it is becoming only 28 lakh. But here you can see that the similar growth has resulted into rather 130 times money. So according to me, most of the people make money into the stock market because they stay invested in companies for a very long run. Generally, the perception which is made in the market by stockbrokers and tip sellers is that if you keep on buying and selling, you will make money, which is not the truth. Because people will say, yeah, you have very little money. You cannot go for a long-term invested or value investing, and so it will not make money. But see what is happening here. Even a little money like 10,000 rupees invested, I mean 10,000 right now for you might be thinking that it's a very little money. But trust me, even that 10,000 rupees would have become, if I multiply it by 10, it becomes 1 lakh. If I multiply it by 100, it becomes 10 lakh. If I multiply it by 130 times, it becomes 13 lakh. So 10,000 rupees invested in Bajaj Finance 10 years ago would have made 13 lakh rupees for an investor. So money which you are right now thinking 10,000 is less, here is my one suggestion. I know it's a course and I'm not an advisor here, but then my moral responsibility is there when I'm teaching you that, okay, I'll teach you all the 10 concepts probably, but then what is my favorite area? So my favorite area, something which I want to recommend to people who are coming into the stock market, who are planning to come, or who are already there. See, if you're already there and you have been trading, I'm damn sure 99%, 98% of you would be losing money into intraday. This is something which is like, truth. It's a truth. Like maximum people lose. We will reveal it also in the later chapter when we are talking about why do people lose money into the stock market. All right, so coming back to this topic, this is something which you can see that people have made huge money who are invested here 10 years back, and the company has grown at 40% per year, right? So to give you an answer that how exactly people make money into stock market is by investing into good companies, and when these companies grow and that growth comes into sales and profit both for a good consistent year, those companies grows and their share prices goes up, and that's how you make money. So you invest at 100 rupees, it becomes 1000 rupees, and you make 10 times money, maybe in 5 years, in 10 years, or even 15 years, right? Is there any other way people make money into stock market? Okay, I think we have covered this 40% growth, and we have also seen that Bajaj Finance, there could be many examples I would have taken. Infosys, Reliance, TCS, Wipro. There are so many companies which are the example where they have grown like the similar fashion what Bajaj Finance graph from last 10 years I shown you. Well, now we covered about one thing, that companies make profit, and obviously if they have to grow at a compounded rate, they have to expand. So what do? They reinvest their profit, right? So let's say I got a company, I invested 1 lakh rupees, and then I'm talking about compounded annual growth. So I grew at 40%. Now, if that 40% will get reinvested, it will become 1,40,000 rupees. And then next year, 1,40,000 rupees will again grow at 40%. And that's how we define the compounded annual growth. The reinvestment part is very, very important here. So company which is there in a growth phase will go and keep on reinvesting the profit they are making, and probably at that point of time they will be not distributing anything to the shareholders. Anything means anything out of that profit which they are making. Well, in that case company will grow very fast, and that growth will result in the stock price appreciation. So you make money there. But then there could be a situation when companies have grown enough, they are making profit, and they are not finding ways to reinvest that profit into their own company. Well, in that case, they distribute that profit among the shareholders as well in equal proportion. So what if they decided that they have made 100 crore of profit, they want to reinvest 50 crore, keep 30 crore on the balance sheet, and distribute 20 crore among all the shareholders. And let's say there are 20 crore shareholders, so they will distribute 1 rupees to everyone. And it very much depends on what stage they are. So there are many companies who you will see that have been distributing really good dividend, but their scope of growth is limited. In fact, very recently, if you go to Quora and you search for my profile, I have very recently updated a list of those companies which has distributed a good amount of dividend in the previous year. This is the list of that company, which are the best dividend paying stock in India. If you go and see this question, you'll find I have given, so these kind of dividend percent yield, I mean dividend yield is in the percentage form. So if someone would have invested 1 lakh rupees in Hindustan Zinc, 9,000 rupees is only the dividend they would have taken home, which is more than even FD. So what I'm trying to explain you here that it completely depends on the stage at which a business is functioning. In some cases, companies can reinvest 100% for their growth, in some cases certain percentage, and in some cases they may distribute all. It all depends at what stage they are. Some people keep this approach of going and investing only into the high dividend companies as well. Okay, so dividend is already, which we have explained. So dividend is something which is given to the every shareholder from the profit part. So a person can basically, dividend stock list is something which we covered, and I have shown you on the Quora, that's why I have written it here. You can refer to them and you can find more such company for yourself, and we can talk about them also in our Q&A session. All right, so is it now the point is how to identify these good companies who will grow really at 40% rate or 30% rate? Well, this piece is only called fundamental analysis, and this course is covering fundamental analysis in module 3 in a very detailed way, I must tell you, where we will be talking a lot about economy, Indian economy, because every business has to be there in, has to be aligned with the sector and economy performance. So knowing economy is very important. Knowing how many different type of sectors are very important. Those sectors are going through which phase? Is it a growing phase for them, or that sector is shrinking at the moment? knowing those factors, how to see that where exactly we can find data for these sectors is something which is very important. And then obviously knowing the nature of every kind of business. So IT businesses function in a different way, pharma businesses function different way, Tata steel companies function in it. Tata Steel is one of my favorite stock, by the way, these days. So I told you into this lecture, by the way. So yeah, businesses, sectors, and economy is something which you need to know. Lot many people are working into one or the other sector, and they already know what exactly work in that sector. It's just that you need to learn how to apply your own knowledge in terms of identifying stocks, and it get combined, and this piece is called qualitative analysis. And then there's another piece of the fundamental analysis which is called the quantitative part, where you actually go and see the numbers of the financial statements and try to see which is the right number to pick up for certain type of analysis for certain companies. Well, this is what we will be covering. It is very much possible to identify this company. One should not lose hope. If you're coming into the stock market, and let's say you are not coming here as a trader or as a person who is going to make a career into just trading part of it, because 95% of the money moves through fundamental analysis. It's just that in retail segment, a lot of people why pitch this trading kind of stuff. I'm not saying you cannot make money from the trading. A lot of people have made money from the trading. But let's say if you don't have enough time, you should not trade. If you're already doing something, you should not trade. You should rather invest actively or passively and wait for your investment to grow really at a good rate. And it is easy to learn, honestly speaking. We will learn this in fundamental analysis. All right. So the summary again of this class, as I said in the previous class, that stock market is all about business, and businesses fail, and that's why it's risky. And the stock market is there because companies can raise money. In this class, my summary is it's business and it has to be very, very successful, right? So most of the people who are positive, they're doing the right business, they will be highly successful and they may grow at any rate. All you have to do is find them and invest into them, and that's how you will make money into stock market. Well, in module 1 we are covering the very generic topic, and I have all the freedom to express my opinion into these topics. That is what I'm trying to do, and the intent is very clear, to tell you that what exactly I think. Every topic is a topic of debate, for which I have kept the Q&A session for you all people. You can certainly debate with me on this if I said something wrong, or you can write it to me as well. But yes, according to me, if you ever meet me again and ask me how do people make money into the stock market, my answer is it's business. It's where you are going to invest, and one business may be very, very successful and may grow at any rate, and if you plug yourself with them, you can make money, and people have made money that way. Well, with this note, this is the end of the topic, how does someone make money in stock market. Thank you. See you in the next lecture.